All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the final of a challenger event with Naomi Osaka playing. She's trying to win her first title as a mum, and it might not be a Grand Slam, it might not be the biggest trophy she's ever going to win, but it's a great clay court achievement because we know clay isn't her best surface, so it's going to be interesting. We've got she's taking on Juvan, who I think is Iga Swiatek's best friend or one of her better friends on tour. So let's see if Osaka can win a trophy on the clay. Now, I don't know. I'll triple check. I don't think she's won a clay court title before. I'm just trying to see. Cam starting streaming challenger events. He's really addicted to tennis, Lamau. It's only because Osaka's playing. That's the only reason we're watching this tournament for Naomi Osaka, because I like watching Naomi Osaka, and it's also a very... feels like a very, it could be a very important step in her comeback to whatever she comes back to, right? Whatever level that is. So let me have a look. So clay court is actually her first ever clay court final. Can you believe? First ever clay court final. She did make the semifinals of Stuttgart back in 2019 as the number one in the world, but she had to retire. She also made a challenger event back in 2012. It made a semi-final there on clay, lost to her sister in that one, so that was strange. She has made the Rome and Madrid quarterfinals in 2019, so 2019 was sort of her best clay season. Stuttgart, Madrid, Rome, quarterfinals, or better at all those events. So it's her first clay court final. So not only is she trying to win her first clay court title, she's already in her first clay court final, and especially after last week, she wasn't supposed to play this. She was going to play Madrid, hopefully do well, so then she'd have a week to get ready for Rome. But instead, which we kind of hinted at when she lost to Bronzetti in Madrid, that there were tournaments that she could maybe go and play as a wild card that would definitely accept her, and that's exactly what's happened. And it's been the best decision that her and Patrick Mouratoglou have made, because now she's one match away from winning a trophy, and even though it's not, again, like I said, one of the biggest trophies on tour, to win a trophy on clay, even at this level, for somebody like Osaka, who's never won a trophy on clay, it's huge. It is a huge deal. So, let's see. She's played a lot of French women this week. She's beaten 3 French women and also someone from Croatia. She hasn't played anyone inside the top 100, though. So, being 55 in the world, she's beaten all the lower-ranked players that you'd expect her to beat. Juvan is ranked 500, but she's better than that. I think Juvan has been in the top 100. She's actually been as high as 58 in the world, but I'm going to guess injuries have kept her out of the hunt. She's only 24 years old as well. Kind of, like I said, came up with Swiatek. So her and Swiatek, I guess, was sort of, when Swiatek started breaking out, Juvan was kind of looked at as like, oh, is she going to do the same? Obviously, careers have gone different ways. Having a look here, so Juvan didn't play for an entire year. Australian Open 2024, she lost in the second round, then completely fell off the map and came back in February this year. So, again, that just suggests that she had crazy injuries. I'm sure somebody in the chat knows what we're talking about. I'm going to guess that, I feel like I read somewhere that she had like an ankle injury or something. Maybe I'm getting confused, but yeah. But Juvan has had some good runs. She made the third round of the US Open 2023, lost to Swiatek, but she did come through quali, so had a couple of wins there. She has done well on the WTA at times. So we'll see what it's not going to be easy for Osaka, this final. Let me have a look. So Juvan, let me try and find what the injury was. Unless somebody knows. Does somebody have a anybody got an insight? Yeah, I can't find anything. She's not really well known. It's hard to find information on players that are not sort of super well known, because people aren't writing articles about Kaja Juvan, unfortunately, because she's not the superstar yet. Yeah, so there's no mention on her Wikipedia page either. But I mean, if you're out for a year, you've got to have. There's got to be something. Apparently, she lost her father in 2023, so maybe that had a reason why she didn't play 2024. Maybe it was maybe it was part of that, which is really sad as a young player losing their dad. Yeah, so 2023, her dad passed away. So maybe she just took a year off tennis. Maybe there were no injuries. Maybe it was just in a sort of an emotional break. So yeah. Either way, she's coming back as well. So not only is Osaka coming back, Juvan is also coming back from her own break from tennis. It was a mental health break. Okay, so she left the tour for a year to sort out some stuff, and fair enough, you know. So good. So this is a great comeback for her. You know, great comeback for her as well, making the final here. Were people surprised with the final result in Madrid? Chad, you know what? I don't usually do this because you know, I'm humble, and you know, I'm humble, and you know, I don't want to, you know, focus on you know the yeah, I don't want to brag, you know, but you know, it's I don't want to be that person. Yeah, I don't want to be that person and tell you so. I told you so. You know, I'm not going to be like that, because I know a lot of people in the chat are like that at times. And you guys, you like to tell me my predictions are wrong. You like to tell me all this bullshit about all these things. You know, you like to tell me. You know, I hear it every day, and I get it. You know, it's fun. It's fun. But let's just go down. Let's just have a look at the comments on the prediction video just for a second. So just for fun, you know, no worries. So here we go. Let's have a look here. Coco all the way. Okay, Coco all the way. That was from Koyo. What else we got? We've got... you also said Coco would lose to Mirra and Iga, and I hope you're wrong again. Well, that's fun. Gauff wins. Okay, cool. Coco never lose a final. Coco will win. Okay. Somebody said I'm right. Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully you're in the chat. Coco will win. Coco must shut down this screamer. What else we got? Coco to win. Coco in 2. Gauff is different in finals. Go Gauff. I'm rooting for Coco since she can beat Sabalenka. Fair enough. Coco all the way. Coco. What else we got? Where are some of the comments that I read that were about... oh, here we go. Cam, you misjudge Coco too much. You mean Coco is 5-4 and Sabalenka will be beaten when the head-to-head says Coco, epic forehand serve. Okay, well, how'd that go for you? I'm glad that was, you know, I'm only doing this because, you know, I'm humble and I'm the bigger person, but I just want to, you know, just point some things out for a second after all of the nonsense that I have to deal with there on the daily. Coco wins, says Peter. Okay. Coco all the way, says Karma. We got Maitland says Coco Gauff. Where are those people that kept pointing at how my predictions are terrible? Where's everyone gone? I think Gauff will win, says Alan. Yeah, see, chat, you got to be careful. You know, be careful. Somebody said down with Sabalenka, or at least thumbs down Sabalenka. Well, too bad. Go Coco. She can beat Sabalenka. All right. Aryana wins. All right. Some people are starting to, you know, listen to what I'm saying. You crowned Mirra versus... Here we go. Last one, and we'll get back to it. Here we go. Cam, you crowned Mirra versus Gauff. You crowned Iga versus Gauff. Now you've crowned Aryana. If Coco remained focused, she can demolish Sabalenka. Well, look. Oh, here is an even better one. Cam is so useless, his predictions. And then he went with a... I mean, we're going to find out who this is and ban them because that is unacceptable. Goff's going to win in 2. Svitolina was totally useless. She's like afraid of Sabalenka. Well, can we find this person in the chat if they are coming into the chat and make sure we... mods, write down this person's name. Because this person needs to be... they need to be removed. Probably permanently from the chat. But look. I just want to say, I understand that we all get these things wrong sometimes. I get it. Predictions are hard, chat. They are very hard. They're very hard to do. And we don't always get them right. So I understand all of the Coco predictors and how you're feeling today. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Anyways, back to the match that we're watching. So, back to this match. Juvan's going to serve first. We thought Swiatek was unbeatable, and now Sabalenka. Sabalenka is unbeatable. Well, near unbeatable. Enough, we get it. Oh, Steve, what did you write, mate? Now you're asking me to read your chat. Enough, Cam, before you find out what I said. What did you say, Steve? See, what did you say? Steve, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? What did you say about my predictions? Anyways, we can now move on. Did you see the heartbreaking interview with Badosa? She indirectly announced her retirement. I heard that she was contemplating retirement because of this back issue. I haven't seen it, but I heard that it's not good, which is sad because she is and has been such a great player. And she's not even she's halfway through her career, and this happens, you know. Kontaveit had to retire too, remember? A couple of years ago. From injury as well. From I think it was arthritis. Did she have arthritis that she couldn't she had to retire, was forced to retire? So it's sad. You know, this is really sad. Hopefully she doesn't retire and hopefully it gets better. But yeah, chronic back injury, I mean, that's brutal. That's not fun. A disc in her lower back. Okay. There you go. This doesn't, maybe she look, I mean, not to say that she will get better, but hopefully it will. But Andrei Rublev had a lot of back issues, I think, in the early parts of his career. Like, Rublev was a little bit later to the game than the Medvedevs, Zverevs of the world. You know, Rublev kind of broke out 2019, 2020. But before that, 2018, I think Rublev was getting back surgeries and was really struggling physically. So, maybe that's a little bit of hope that there are players that have had, really bad backs and been able to figure out a way to get back on tour and back to where it was, even if it requires surgery and stuff. So, maybe there is a little bit of hope. If Badosa, it's going to be tough though. I mean, if Badosa has to go and get surgeries and stuff, it's going to be years of trying to get back. And I guess you got to weigh up if it's worth it, depending on age and stuff. Whereas Rublev was a young player, so he was like, well, I don't want to retire now. I'm going to play for a long time, hopefully. So you never know. But hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully Badosa doesn't retire. Hopefully it works out. By the way, love 15. I'm going to go with Osaka in this 1 in 3. I think Osaka's going to win 3. Hey, Angela, thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that. Thank you to giving it to Trip, Girl, Gokul, Ivy, and Michelle. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. That goes in the net from Juvan, and it's love 30. By the way, chat, today, I had a busy day today. It's a very busy day. Love 40, by the way, Osaka. I had a very busy day today. I went to the movies. I went to the pub. I went to the market. And I went... what else? And then I went to McDonald's. It was a very busy day. As the backhand return goes out by Osaka. And it's 15-40. WTA is brutal, training a lot. I mean, so tennis is brutal, right? Tennis is just brutal. All right, 15-40. As Juvan serves a fault, second serve. I don't know if it's super windy out there or if it is windy. It sounds like a helicopter, but I think it's the wind. Juvan goes down the line, goes long. There's the break. Osaka 1 love. 1-0 Osaka. Yeah, I think it's massive, really windy out there. That's what that noise is. Cam, do you ever have people notice you in public from YouTube? Nope. I have, like, maybe once or twice, but no, it's... That is wind. By the way, it's super windy. God, I can't listen to this. If this is going to be the stream, it's too loud. It's super windy. Does Draper win a slam this year? Yeah, I think he has a chance. Have you ever been to Saint-Malo? Malo? No. I've only been to Paris in France. You went to KFC? Nice. I went and saw the Thunderbolts. Very good. You guys are right. You guys who told me that it's really good. It is very good. It is a very good movie. Might be the best movie that Marvel's brought out since Endgame. Actually, you know what? Since Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 was pretty good. But, like, it was, yeah. I thought it was great. Like, as in Marvel Universe, not like, you know, Deadpool and stuff. That was obviously Marvel. But if we're talking about, like, pure Marvel, maybe even Spider-Man doesn't count. Yeah, it's probably best movie since Endgame. Love 15. So we serve from Osaka into the corner of Juvan. Juvan hits it wide, and it's 15-all. It's a very good movie. And I'm glad I saw it because it was awesome. And I love the way they did the way they did Sentry was crazy. Like, that was a crazy the way they portrayed him was insane. If I seen Cam in public, I wouldn't know how to react. Come say hi. I'm like not scary at all. And it's 4-4 rally. Slice goes in the backhand of Osaka. Forehand now from Juvan. Goes long. And it's 30-15. 30-15. Important to remember that Draper is playing this well on clay, and it's not even his best surface. True. 30-15. So Osaka serves a fault, second serve. That one guy at the Australian Open. Yeah, Tony. Tony came up to me and saw me in the Australian Open last year. As we had double fault Osaka, 30-all. Yeah, but no, like I like nobody knows me. Remember, we watch tennis all night, and Australians are asleep. So the chances that Australians are watching this channel outside the Australian Open is kind of slim. It's very rare we get an Australian in the chat during the midnight hours. As a forehand goes in from Osaka, but it's in the net, 30-40. Who's Tony? Tony came up to me in the Australian Open. He came up and said hi. I said hi. While we're live. He's been in the chat a lot, like now and then. Is the wind causing Osaka to double fault every match? No, the wind's only started today. I'm Australian watching. Yeah, now is a good time to watch because it's 11 p.m. But for the men's final in Madrid, I'm going to say there's probably not going to be too many Aussies, especially on a Sunday night at 2 a.m. All right, we get to deuce. Yeah, it's so windy. The clay's flying everywhere. They're going to have to... So, you know how the other day someone asked, like, why are they watering so much on the clay? This is part of the reason they water the clay so much. It's because it keeps the clay on the ground. It doesn't keep it... Like, if it's blowing around crazy, or if it's really windy, the clay's going to blow around. So they try to do it so that the clay doesn't fly around too on these kind of days. God, it is super windy. Like, yeah, this wind sucks. I'm guessing that Saint-Malo is on the water, because it is super breezy. Is Sinner back in Rome? He will be. As we get a forehand now to the back end of Juvan, backing up from Osaka into the forehand of Juvan. There's Osaka forehand, getting the forehand of Juvan. Osaka with the forehand inside out, goes wide, and it's advantage Juvan. Advantage Juvan. Charles Wawrinka playing at the moment. That could be a banger too. Yeah. Yeah, they're playing over in France as well. As the return goes into the forehand of Osaka. Wow, that ball curved. The wind is blowing across the court real bad. Osaka comes in, puts it away. The ball kind of went like this. It didn't have any spin on it. It just got taken by the wind. Crazy shot. Or crazy breeze. Deuce. Tomorrow Sinner will train on Central Court in Rome. There you go. Yeah, tomorrow he can train. He can train as of tomorrow. 5th of May, he's allowed to train. Osaka trying to get that ball toss right. The wind is taking it around and around and around. All right, serve. Default. Second serve. Very tough conditions. Second serve. Juvan drop shot return winner.
Unbelievable.
Smart shot. Advantage Juvan. Why in the world is Osaka playing challenger matches? So that she can get ready for the French Open. And so that she can play and win on clay. All right, advantage Juvan to get back on serve. So Osaka serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Juvan. Return goes to the forehand of Osaka. Juvan forehand lob. Bit of a moon ball. And Osaka back into the net. There's the break back. It's going to be an ugly final. These conditions do not make the tennis fun to watch.
Hi, my name is Kaja Juvan. Kaja Juvan.
I know how to say it. I know how to say the name. I got it right, chat. All right. Juvan breaks back. And we're back on serve. 1-1. All forgiven for Sinner. People soon forget. Yeah. I mean, he got tested for a banned substance. He got banned and he came back. So there you go. All right, love 15. God, this wind is so hard to watch. I'm just going to have to watch it on mute. That wind is so annoying. That wind sucks. As we're going to return now to the front of Juvan. Juvan in net, love 30. Love 30. Love 30 as Juvan serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Osaka. And return goes long, but man, the wind is blowing so badly. The wind's blowing the clay into the crowd. So luckily people are wearing sunglasses because they're getting smacked in the face with on the left side of the screen by clay. Like clay is just flying into their face. Also, the lines person just got up and talked to the umpire. Maybe the lines person's getting blinded as well. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Yeah, the lines people are looking straight into the wind as well. Serve goes in the forehand of Osaka. Return is good. Juvan gets it back, but it's wide and it's 15-40. Lines people are blinded too by what's going on. Yeah, 125s are basically challenges. 15-40. Serve to the forehand of Osaka. Return into the forehand of Juvan. Osaka backhand slice. Juvan gets there with a backhand slice, but it's long, and we got another break. 3 breaks in a row. 2-1. Osaka leads. Got 2 tickets to the Wimbledon final, ladies final. Got very lucky in the ballot. That is very lucky. Enjoy that. That's going to be heaps of fun. Hopefully, you might be watching a pretty big final if it's Sabalenka and Gauff or something like that, or Sabalenka and and Raducanu or something. All right. 2-1. 2-1. All right. Yeah, so Coric and Wawrinka are playing 3-2 over there in France. I don't know how to say that word, but it's in France. So yeah, so that's fun. So that is a lot of fun. Wimbledon is never that simple. You can never predict the final will be. Well, Sabalenka's going to win the whole thing, so I can predict the final. And I just did. Sabalenka's going to win the final. What are you talking about? Sabalenka's going to win. So I went to the pub chat today after I went to the movies. So went to the movies, saw Thunderbolts. And then I went to the pub and had dinner. And then went to the casino part of the pub where the slot machines are. And was down, but recovered. 15 love. The machine was just not paying. And I was like, I put $20 in just to kind of recovered. The machine was just not paying. And I was like, I put $20 in just to kind of like, okay, whatever. And that disappeared. And then I put 50 in. And it was going down. I'm like, you know what? The other day was beginner's luck. I'm never coming back to this. This sucks. Never coming back to this. Screw this. This is the lesson you learn about gambling. You go, you don't chase. I'm not going to try and come back here tomorrow and try and win this back. I'm like, screw this. I ain't coming back to this place ever again. Right? I could spend money. I could waste money other ways. But the machine heard me. And at the last spin, or one of the last spins, $175 cashed out left. $77 win left. It was like, nah, that's it. $77 win. I'm out. Bye. Left. Never to be return again. 15-0. Learn from my mistakes, chat. Do not play slot machines. 15-0. As a default, second serve. The camera froze? Oh, well, we're here. Must have been the YouTube thing. All right, 15-0. You won 130 yesterday? Nice. All right, Osaka, good hitting. 30-15. $30-15. Serve again from Osaka. Here's a fault. Second serve. Never have, never will. Yeah. It's a vicious cycle that on those machines. Those machines they eat your money. So don't test it. As it back and return now to the front of Osaka. Osaka hits it out, 30-40. Chance to break back. Juvan. All right, 30-40. Serve again from Osaka. As the return goes in the back end of Osaka. Juvan to the front of Osaka. Again, the front of Juvan on the stretch. But it goes out. And it's deuce. We get to deuce. Osaka trying to hold. Nobody's held serve yet. Went to the casino a few times, mainly for free soda and coffee. Yeah, they don't do that here in Australia. Like, I know that if you go to the casino in America, or Vegas especially, they give you free stuff. if you're there long enough. But yeah, they don't do that in Australia. Advantage Osaka. Why is Osaka playing a challenger event this week? Is she trophy hunting? No, she's trying to get form. Trying to get some form before Roland Garros. Advantage Osaka. 7 to the back in the U-Van. Return to the back of Osaka. U-Van drop shot. Osaka's going to get there with the backhand. Cross-court winner. 3-1. She holds serve. Hey, Ashley, thank you for the 33 months. Appreciate it. Really? Wow, it's a tactic to trap us there, and it works. Yeah. Yeah, they don't do that in Australia because they don't need to, because people are already trapped in those places. So, yeah. All right. Love 15 as that goes out by Juvan. As Osaka goes in the forehand of Juvan. Osaka forehand again. Into the forehand of Juvan, who hits it in the net. Love 30. This wind is getting out of hand. Hey, thank you, Trishan, for the 33 months as well. All right, love 30. They do free coffee at some places, Cam, do they? I would love a free coffee with my, while I'm sitting there pressing a button and my bank account's going down. I wouldn't mind a coffee. By the way, wind is nuts. The cloud, it's basically, they're playing in a cloud of dust at this point. As a return from Osaka, goes to the back of the Juvan. Juvan hits a lovely winner, 15-30. They're playing in a cloud of red dust. All right. That goes in the net from Osaka, 30-all. As we just serve again. From Juvan, trying to stay close enough. As Osaka hits a return long, 40-30. $40-30. $40-30. As we get a fault, second serve. And she double faults, we get the deuce. All right. We get to deuce. As Osaka forehand goes the forehand of Juvan. Osaka with the backhand. Juvan forehand goes wide. Advantage Osaka for the double break. For the double break in these windy, wild, windy conditions. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Osaka returns the slice of Juvan. Osaka comes in. Puts it away. Double break. 4-1. Naomi Osaka. All right, 4-1. All right. How are we doing, chap? Tennis Channel should be showing this tournament over re-airing the Madrid final. Bad service on their part. Well, you can watch this for free on the WTA website. So that's sort of the, I guess the incentive is like, why would they show it on there when you can watch it for free? I think everyone can watch it for free. Okay. 4-1. Rome draws tomorrow. Yep. Rome draw is tomorrow. All right. All right, Osaka 4-1 with a double break. Mickelson is in the Estoril final today. Nice. As Osaka wins the first point, 15-love. As 15-all, Osaka serves. All right. All second serve. Osaka waiting for that wind to stop because it is crazy. Everyone's getting blinded by the clay. It's flying off the court. There's going to be no clay at the end of this match. Serve to the forehand of Juvan. Forehand from Osaka. Again, the forehand of Juvan is Osaka. Forehand again. Juvan gets it. Osaka down the line. Osaka now running for a drop shot, but Juvan's drop shot went in the net. 30-15. Everyone's sleeping on Osaka. Wake me up when September starts. She's playing right now, though. So why would she? Why would you leave? How much are we betting that Swiatek and Penko are in the same draw again? More like who's betting that Swiatek gets a bad draw? Because that seems to be the common thing. If she's number 2 in the world, she gets a bad draw. So, I don't know why. It's just shitty. Anyways, 30-15. I kind of hope Sabalenka Gauff are in the same half, though. Like, I hope they're in the same half. Not because I want them to avoid Swiatek. I just want to see Sabalenka Gauff in a semi-final. You know? Is there any max wind speeds where it's suspended? I mean, look, if the wind is too heavy, too hard, that it's like blowing things over and it's disrupting the play because, you know, chairs and billboards and like hurricane winds. But I don't think there's like a yeah, there's no like kilometer or miles per hour wind, stoppage, right? I think it's only if the wind's so strong that things are starting to like break off the billboards and things are like really, really dangerous. But strong winds are not going to stop the play unless it becomes destructive. And if it's destructive winds, you wouldn't be outside anyway. They would not let anyone outside. 5-1 Osaka. Is it a 4 now from Osaka? And that goes into the corner. Nice shot. Love 15. I mean, look, they played in Cancun. Every day was windy until the final. And that was probably worse than this. All right. Love 15 as we get a backhand rally. Osaka in the net, 15 all. Serve again. There's a 4 now on the stretch from Juvan. Goes out, I think. Yeah, it was a late call. Osaka's checking the mark, and so is the umpire. It was a late call, and it just went long. 15:30.
It's out! It's out!
15:30. Serve again from Juvan. Osaka's trying to finish this set now. 15:30. As the return goes into the backhand of Juvan. Osaka 4 into the front of Juvan, who shanks it. 15:40. Osaka to take the set here. 2 set points. 15:40. I think that would be really interesting in Rome, yeah. It's kind of wild that we're already like halfway through the clay court season. It doesn't feel like we've done much. Does anyone else feel like the clay season this year's been a little bit, I don't know, it feels like it's been a little empty. Like it doesn't feel as, like last year felt like a massive build-up. But this year, I mean, Monte Carlo, Stuttgart, Barcelona, Madrid, I mean, it's all been okay. It's been good. But last year, like, we'll go into the French Open like so hyped because of the Swiatek Sabalenka matchups, because of the Alcaraz, Sinner, injuries. We're like, what's going on with them? Djokovic was losing and it was a shock 12 months ago, whereas this year it's like he doesn't seem to care. It just feels like this. And I mean, look, Rafa's the big one, right? The Rafa finale, clay court finales, that was sort of the big driver. As Osaka gets a return winner, and that's the first at 6-1. But this year just kind of feels like, like, I don't know. This feels a little bit underwhelming. That's a good word. Underwhelming. There's obviously moments, but overall, it just doesn't feel as the clay season hasn't kicked off as much as it did last year. Maybe because the Olympics last year, there was more at stake, but I don't know. Just kind of feels. I mean, Miami was so good that maybe after Miami it was like, we're not going to top that. So I want Osaka to win, but I want her to serve it out because I find that's an area she needs to improve. Okay, well, she just won the first set, so that's in the bag. 6-1. My Osaka first set minus 3.5 hit. Now I need Stan to win in straights, okay? Yeah, Alcaraz is playing in Rome. Last year you were watching matches. This year you have slept over most of them. Are you sure? I feel like this year I'm watching just as much as I was last year. It doesn't feel like I'm working any less or streaming any less than last year. All right, they're resurfacing the clay because it was so windy that it blew all the clay off the court. They've really got to compact this clay because there's just so much wind around. They've got to figure it out. All right. Okay. First set in the bag. By the way, they've got like a whole crew of people resurfacing the court. Wheelbarrows of clay. That should be a band name. Where did you get the Kazakhina poster? I can't remember. I got it online. I just wrote in like Kazakhina. Just write in Kazakhina poster and you'll probably find it. Can't remember where I got it from. I got it online though. It was a website online. Cam has no social life, always streaming. He's GOAT. Well, when I did stuff today, I went outside today. So that was good. Yeah. So I don't always stay inside. Today was really productive. I did a lot today. There's a lot of stuff that I did. Sinner's return will ignite the fire in his opponents. I hope so. I want to see Sinner Draper. We have to see Sinner Draper. You know what, chat? Sinner Draper, Rome, quarterfinal. Wait, hang on. Can that be a thing? Wait, hang on. Yeah, it can be. That's what I want to see, chat. I want a Sinner, Rome, Draper. Sinner, Draper, Rome semi-final. That's what quarterfinal. I don't want to wait to the semis. I don't know what Sinner's going to do, and I don't know if Draper on a slower clay court after possibly winning Madrid's going to be able to adjust. So we got to get it as early as we can, and the earliest we're going to get is in the quarterfinals. So we got to get a quarterfinal between those guys because that is the match right now. That's the match right now. I don't want to see Sinner Alcaraz. We're going to see that eventually, I'm sure. I don't want to see Zverev Sinner. I don't want to see any other. Oh, that's the match we have to see. That's the match. It has to be a Draper versus Sinner match. Winner plays Alcaraz in the semis. How about that? How about that, chat? Sinner Draper, winner plays Alcaraz. Semi-final, quarterfinal, semi-final. What do we reckon? Do we have that? Come on. I know it sucks for everybody who likes those guys because it's a very tough draw, but that is it. By the way, Rune is number 8 seed because Djokovic left. So Rune is going to be 8 seed, which means Rune could also be thrown into that mix. How about even better? We got Sinner Draper, Alcaraz Rune rematch. Winners play each other in the semis. And then the bottom half of the draw is everybody else. What do we reckon? Sinner Alcaraz Rune rematch? Winner plays Sinner or Draper? If it happens tomorrow, remember this moment. 24 hours, we're going to know if that's going to be a thing because the draw comes out tomorrow. 24 hours from now, we'll know if that actually happens. Tennis gods listening, let's see if we get any of those matches. We probably won't get any, but we might get all of them. All right, Osaka serving first in the second. Who you got, Chad, in the second set? Let me know. Now you're talking. All right. Serve to the forehand of Juvan, backhand from Osaka. Down the middle, Juvan with a slice. Into the backhand of Osaka. Juvan backhand. Goes wide. Wind is going nuts again. 15 love. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. There's a return from Juvan, goes to the backhand of Osaka. Juvan, forehand in the net. 30 love. 30 love. Don't get me too excited. Hey, look, there's some epic matches. It wouldn't. I think if we got that lineup, it'd be pretty awesome. We haven't had too many great. Chat. When was the last great ATP event? Like, I'm talking like quarterfinals onwards was epic. I can't remember. I don't think we've had one this year. There hasn't been a memorable, epic ATP event yet. And I'm talking like Australian Open included. Australian Open wasn't epic either. It was kind of epic, but not really. Like, there was moments, but it wasn't like epic to the point of like the final was, finale was great. Whereas on the women's side, we've had a lot of crazy tournaments. We had, Stuttgart was awesome. Madrid was awesome. Miami was awesome. Australian Open was awesome. Like WTA, it feels like we've got so many good events. When was the last time we had a quality ATP event that was like, maybe Beijing, right? Beijing last year? Yeah, Rotterdam was okay. It was good. I mean, Indian Wells was good. Indian Wells had moments. Monte Carlo was okay. But I wouldn't put it on the same level as some of the WTA tournaments we've had. But I'll tell you, Rome might be the best ATP tournament so far. If those things I said happen. Anyways, good ace out wide, one love. Dubai, nah. Steph winning Dubai, nah. Barcelona, nah. I mean, Sinner's only played one event, and that was the Australian Open. It wasn't that good. Like, it wasn't that interesting for him. I like the AO men's side, although the final was predictable. Yeah. But even like the semi-finals, we got robbed because Djokovic retired, and then Sinner beat Shelton pretty easily. His quarterfinals, I mean, Sinner was winning easily. Djokovic Alcaraz was interesting, and I can't even remember the other ones. I don't know. I feel like the ATP are due for an epic event. We just haven't had one. 2025 hasn't had yet. Obviously, it's because Sinner hasn't been around. Him not being there really hurts things. But maybe it's Rome. Maybe Rome is the one. Maybe Rome is it. This is the one that we get all those epics that we always ask. We want to see, right? I love 15. Osaka backhand return to the forehand Juvan. Drop shot is too good. 15-all. Bring back the 6 King Slam, yeah. Fokina was always a clay man. Yeah. Is Naomi Osaka better today? It's not so much better. I mean, it's hard to... the wind is making it bad for both, so not really. I mean, she's not double faulting as much, is she? Only 2 double faults. Yesterday, I think she hit 6, 7? But it's so windy that it doesn't really matter. If she was serving 6 double faults, you could totally understand why, As we return now to the forehand Juvan. Forehand from Osaka in the net. 40-15. Last year, US Open was also meh, final. I enjoyed the match, but everyone was kind of knew Sinner was going to win, yeah. Yeah, when was the last epic ATP event? I feel like it was Beijing. Mainly because it ended with that great finale, but then maybe it wasn't that good throughout. I can't remember. Maybe the final is blurring my memory. Because, the Olympics? Nah, the Olympics were good in the final, but again, before the final, can you remember much? Also, not half the people didn't play. Cincinnati, maybe? Alcaraz with that epic racket smash. Sinner Zverev had a banger in the semis. Djokovic didn't play, but I feel like Cincy was kind of memorable. Not Cincy. That was okay. What else? Wimbledon, maybe. Wimbledon last year, I don't know if it wasn't as good as 23, but Wimbledon, I don't know. Anyway, it's forehand Juvan. It's 1-1, and that goes out on the slice, and it's 15 love. Shanghai? Was Shanghai epic? Olympics counts, but I don't feel like the Olympics, except for the final with Djokovic and Alcaraz, I don't remember much else. Rafa Djokovic played, maybe. Maybe we have to go back to Roland Garros. Maybe Roland Garros last year is the last time we had like an epic tournament. Like that might be the answer. That might actually be the answer. Maybe it was Roland Garros last year was the last insane tournament, because remember Djokovic played those couple of 3-setters against Musetti and Cerundolo. Then you had obviously the Alcaraz 5-setters against Sinner and Zverev in the final, right? Maybe it was Roland Garros. Maybe Roland Garros was the last great men's event from from start to finish. Maybe. Sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, we haven't had anything on that level really since. As the return goes in the back of Osaka, 30 love. Juvan comes in with a slice. She runs back to the baseline instead, and Osaka hits it wide. 30-15. If Sinner didn't pull out a 2024 Paris Masters, I feel like that could have been epic. True. Rafa last RG as well. Yeah, true. I mean, there was this Zverev versus Rafa first round, right? 5-setter, Djokovic winning 5-setters. Yeah, I feel like it kind of had it all. 400-400 rally. As Juvan goes to the back of Osaka. Osaka hits it wide, 30 all. Yeah. So yeah, I'm optimistic that Rome's going to be the best tournament we've seen. Last year's Australian Open was epic. True. So we have to go even further back. Were you not going to stream Osaka? No, I didn't know if I was going to be home. First serve's a fault, second serve. As Juvan hits a return winner. 30-40. 30-40. To get the break. As Osaka comes in and puts it away, and it's... Wait, what happened? It's 30-40. What happened? Oh, it was a 15-foot... What am I doing? What's going on? As we serve again from Osaka. 30-40, still break point. Osaka serves the fault, second serve. Second serve. Oh, double fault. All right, Juvan breaks. 2-1 in the second. Right decision for Osaka to play this week? Yeah. Okay. Juvan with a break in the second. Playing good against players ranked outside the top 50 is hardly anything to be proud of. All right. Cry more. Cam, how would you rate 2022 ATP season? Besides the Djokovic BS for the most part of the year with the ban and all that shit, I would say it was pretty epic. I'd say it's pretty... I've got a take. Here we go. How about, if Djokovic doesn't get banned in 2022 and, can't play the Australian Open, also can't play the US at the end of the year, if Djokovic is allowed to play those events, we probably don't get that epic 2023. where Djokovic comes in with a chip on his shoulder, almost does the whole thing, right? Wins everything, but breaks the record. I mean, I think he needed 2022, and maybe at the time 2022 was so stressful for him and stuff. But not giving Rafa slams, but getting Rafa to go to 22 slams, and then giving Djokovic 2023 to try and chase him. 2023 was so epic, right? That was probably the most epic season we've had in a while. I would say 20 plus the Wimbledon final with Alcaraz, right? That was one of the greatest matches of all time, Wimbledon. So 2022 AWC was really good. Obviously, without Djokovic playing because he can't travel, right? But 2023 was way better. 2023 took over. Alcaraz winning a slam at the end of the year was great. Alcaraz winning a couple of matches against Goats on clay was great. Obviously, Rafa winning a few slams there was great. The 2022 final of the French, it was good. The final of this Wimbledon was good, right? Djokovic versus Kyrgios, but Wimbledon banned all the Russians, so we got lost. A lot of matches got lost, right? We could have watched a lot of great matches, but obviously Wimbledon was kind of nerfed. 2023 was where that was the great. That's probably one of the greatest seasons. One of the greatest. And the only downside is that Rafa wasn't there because he got injured. But Zverev came back in 23 after the injury in 22. 2023. I feel like I would pick 2023 way over 22. 22 was good though. It was a good season, especially for Rafa fans. But 2023, I feel like was next level. We had the rematch with Djokovic. We had that Djokovic-Alcaraz match that turned with the cramping and shit, and that was a whole thing, right? There's a backhand return now to the backhand of Juvan. Juvan off the tape goes in. Osaka backhand goes to the backhand of Juvan. Into the backhand of Osaka, who puts it wide, and it's 3-1 Juvan in the second. Who made this year good so far is WTA and the next gen breaking through. I agree, yeah. Yeah, this year, the takeaways from this year so far have been WTA, consistency obviously, and epic. And then also the young players stepping up. So Mensik, Fonseca doing some stuff, Tien at the start of the year obviously. Even Shelton, Runa. Alcaraz keeps improving. It feels like, it's been like the under 25s have thrived, and Draper, how could I forget Draper? It feels like, that's been the story for the men's side, but on the women's side, it's been about the consistency of how the top players are always in the finals. Obviously, Andreeva's rise, Eala's been a story as well. But I feel like it's been just like the best players on the WTA are making the finals. Like Sabalenka's made 6 finals. Gauff and Swiatek have made big finals. Keys and Pegula. Andreeva stepped up. All right, 15 love. Osaka trying to hold and then break back if she can. Do you think we'll see a player get their first Grand Slam this year? I think so. I think we could, yeah. For sure. 7 to the 40 Juvan, return the net. 30 love. Mensik most improved player of the year. Maybe. Maybe. 7 to the forehand of Juvan. Juvan hits it out. 40 love. It's either him or Draper. I mean, Draper, I would pick probably Draper. Draper's most improved. Mensik is on the list, but Draper's improved more. So I'd put Draper up there at this stage. And as that goes the net from Juvan, it's 3-2, Juvan with a break. Like, Draper's about to win his second Masters. And it's not like Draper was unheard of 12 months ago, but Draper's gotten way better since 12 months ago. Mensik has gotten better too, but Draper has gotten much better. Like, Like Draper's, like Menzies had a great Miami. Draper's having a great season. Wasn't Draper already improved last year? Yeah, I mean, like everyone improves every year, hopefully, but I feel like Draper's gone from like a totally different level this year. Like last year, there was still that concern about whether or not he was fit, right? He gets to the semifinals of the US Open after playing straight sets every day, and he falls apart. Yeah, he played Sinner, but physically, there was still the question of Draper last year, whether or not he could sustain it. But then this year, he proves that he is fit by playing 3 5-setters in a row and then having to retire against Alcaraz, but he played enough tennis early in the tournament to prove that he can play back-to-back-to-back 5-setters. And then he goes on and does what he did in Indy Wells. He beats Alcaraz, and then, of course, now he's here. So you got to say Draper is the most improved. Because he's just taken it to a whole new level. Like almost number 4 in the world. I mean, you can't win the award twice. I don't think Draper won the award last year. I don't remember Draper winning most improved. Did he? I don't remember that. Let me look. I don't think so. Now, most improved last year was Fritz. We had Fritz's most improved last year. It was Musetti, Tabilo, Draper, Fritz, and you guys said it was Fritz. Which made sense because Fritz went from like 5 to 10 in the world to top 5 in Grand Slam final. So that made a lot of sense that Fritz would be most improved last year. So Draper could definitely win the award this year. Who won Newcomer of the Year? I think it was... Let me check. It was... Pirikar. That might have been a little bit of recency bias, I think. GMP, he won the... Because remember at the end of last year, GMP was just killing everybody? I think maybe it was a little bit of recency bias. But still, I mean, it was between Menzies, Mickelson, Zong, and Pirikar. This year, it's going to be probably Fonseca, right? 30 love, by the way, Juvan. As we return now from Osaka into the front of Juvan. Down the line of the backhand of Osaka. Juvan backhand goes long. 30-15. I forgot about GMP. Yeah, GMP, remember he won... did he win Basel with hitting 2 first serves and we all were freaking out? Fonseca or Menzies, Newcomer of the Year. I don't know if we can say that he's Rookie of the Year Menzies this year, though. I think Menzies more on the most improved. But Draper's been more improved, so... It's going to be between... Look, at this stage, obviously, there's a lot more time to come. Maybe Menzies wins a slam, and then we're going to be saying that he's the most improved. But at this stage, you got to say Draper's most improved. 40-15. All right. Osaka, 4-2. To Juvan, sorry. Juvan, 4-2. Osaka serving. Super windy conditions again. The wind has not stopped for the entire match. Will Sinner win Rome? I don't know. Newcomer of the Year will be on the WTA will be Eala. Yeah. I have no doubt about that. So we can all agree Draper went from being a good player to a great player. 100%. Yes. But also consistent player. Consistently. Not only with just results, but also with fitness, right? Because, last year we had a question whether or not his fitness could... And it's funny because we had the same question about Alcaraz, the same question about Sinner over the last few years and Runa. We've been, after a certain amount of time, the player, has an off season where they get real fit and they get, they figure out how to not cramp and they figure out how to maintain their bodies so that they don't break down. So yeah, it's been it's definitely an improvement in that side of things as well, not just his results in his trophy cabinet. 15-all, nice hitting from Osaka. As Osaka serves a fault, second serve. As Osaka double faults. 15-30. Fonseca is way overhyped in my opinion. No, he's not. No, he's not. 15-30. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. There's a bit of second serve from Osaka. If Fonseca was 20 years old or 21 years old getting this kind of hype, I'd maybe agree. But because he's 18, it's like what he's doing, how he plays and how he sort of goes about tennis at 18 years old that's where I hype him up, because the way he looks and the way he plays and physically, like the way that he looks like a 25-year-old. He plays like he's been around forever, but he's 18. Like that's the difference. Whereas, players that are 18, 19 years old that have never played a 5-set match, right, would break down after 2 sets, right? Like that's what makes him different, is he just looks like the physical part's always the hard part. The talent's always there for young players, right? Players are always talented. There's so much talent. But it's always the body breaks down. He does not break down physically. And like I said, if he was like 21, you'd be like, oh yeah, well, he's kind of, whatever. But at 18 years old to see that's what's rare. And I know Mensic's 19 and he has a 1,000 title because everyone likes to tell me that. Or everyone says Tien beat more top 10 players or blah, blah, blah. And I get that. And they have done more than what he has done. But Fonseca, in the long run, that's where the hype comes from. It's not so much what they're doing now. Mensic's got a Miami title by beating Djokovic. It's better than Fonseca. Yeah, it is. He's also got a year on Fonseca. So, 12 months from now, what's Fonseca going to have? Maybe he'll have a 1,000. Maybe he'll have something. But it's the long run. Like, looking at how Fonseca plays now, it's like, holy shit. What happens when this guy gets to 20 years old? What happens when he plays, when he's 21 years old and he's been on tour for 3 years and he's, like, better? Like, that's the scary part. It's not about, like, 18-year-old Fonseca is, like, blah, 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 blah. It's about, like, if he's this good now, just wait until he gets, like, 2-3 years older. Like, that's the scary part. That's where the hype comes from. The excitement of that potential. It's not so much about his results now. Even though his results now are still impressive for an 18-year-old who just started playing tennis on the main tour, Anyway, it's 4-3. Osaka holds. Mensik hasn't proven himself outside of one Miami run. Yeah, like Mensik had a great Miami. You're right. Again, the long run, what's going to happen? I mean, look, Mensik could be better than Fonseca. But the way, I don't know. It's just, you watch some players and you just think, like, damn, this player, it would be, like, if he doesn't become a thing, it would be a real shame. Because Fonseca, I think, not because of the hype, was overhyped or whatever. It's more that, like, Fonseca looks like he's going to be him, right? He's going to be that guy. It just feels like like the way he plays and the way he looks, you just go, yeah, this guy's going to do special shit, you know. You know, just like, and if he doesn't, it's going to be one of the big letdowns, you know. It'll be a real big letdown if he doesn't. But the way he speaks, you know, I mean, it seems like he's been around for years. He's looking and acting like he's been around for years, you know, and that's the impressive part. Like if I look at Fonseca, he hasn't played the French Open main draw yet, right? He played the Australian Open for the first time. That was his first Grand Slam main draw. He never played the French Open. He's going to play the French Open for the first time this year in the main draw. You know, didn't make it through qualies of Wimbledon last year. Didn't make it to the US Open main draw last year. I mean, we're talking about a guy who, again, he's played 35 main draw matches on the ATP. 35. But he looks like he's played 300. Like those 35 that he's played, you watch him, and you would, I mean, if you had to, besides his baby face, you know, and his inability to grow facial hair, you look at him and you go, yeah, that guy's been around. You'd guess, oh, maybe 23 years old. You know, he looks about 23. It's crazy. Because what happens when he gets to 23, right? I mean, all right, love 30. Chance for Osaka to break back here. Mensik just made the quarterfinals in Madrid. Yeah, he did, and he could have won it too. He was a chance to win that too. Love 30. As the return goes into the forehand of Juvan. Juvan hits it long. Love 40. But yeah, look. I don't think anyone's... I mean, look, there are players that definitely get... maybe there's a bit of an over-exaggeration on how good they're going to be, but I don't think Fonseca's one of those. Even if he does lose to Tommy Paul in Madrid, right? It was a very close match. Could have gone either way. And Tommy Paul is serious. Like, he's a serious, seasoned player. I love 40. Osaka to break back. Return goes into the forehand of Juvan. Osaka forehand goes wide, and it's 15-40. Fonseca's got more in his game than Mensik too. Yeah. Menzik's got a great game. Like, his weapons are like what he brings is big weapons, and when it's all running, it works great. But Fonseca's got variety. And that's going to be interesting to see them play. I want to see them play. Let's get them playing. We saw Tien versus Fonseca in Miami, right? That was great. Let's get a Mensik versus Fonseca Rome first round or second round. Osaka breaks back, double fault from Juvan, and it's 4-0. Anyways, we'll see what's up. Oh, you all right, Mia? 4-0. Mensik, Fonseca, ASAP. Yeah, we got to see it on a hard court, though, because if Mensik loses to Fonseca on clay, there's going to be like, well, it's on clay, that's not fair. It has to be on a hard court, because that's when we get a true... That's when you're going to see the Mensik army are going to accept that result, right? And I think, the public will as well. I don't think on clay it is advantage Fonseca. It wouldn't be fair for Mensik if he played Fonseca on clay, especially slow clay. But on a hard court, that's when we'll get, a true indication on who is better right now. Because Fonseca can play on hard courts too. I mean, he beat Tien on a hard court. Because before they played, everyone was saying Tien's better. Tien's better. Tien won against Medvedev. Remember that time? He won against Medvedev. Tien's better. And I haven't heard that since Tien lost to Fonseca now. So everyone's shut the hell up now. Right? Tien has been good, but he's, that one match where Fonseca beats Tien, it's hard to argue that Tien's better if he just literally beat him. But yeah, we need Mensik versus Fonseca in like Canada or something. On the hard courts. As we serve now, love 15. Return goes in from Juvan. Forehand from Osaka to the forehand of Juvan. Juvan hits it long. 15-all. 15-all. But the thing is, we're talking about who's going to be the best out of these guys. They're all going to be great. Like, it's not like Fonseca's going to be... I'm saying Fonseca's going to be number one and Tien and Mensik are not going to break the top 20. You know, that's not what it is. It's like these guys could be 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the world, right? We're talking about guys that could be top 3 together. Not big 3, that's not a thing. But, like, we're talking about guys that, you know, could all be number one at some point, but all share the same space. We're not saying that one's going to be here and the others are going to be trash, right? It's, you know, it's got nothing to do with, you know, if I say I think Fonseca's going to have a better career than Mensik, it's not like Mensik is not going to be good. He's going to be good too. All right, 15:30 here. Osaka's struggling. The wind just kicked up as well. Right. Clay in the face. All right, 15:30. Juvan just trying to get the break. So down the tee, the forehand of Juvan. Return goes into the forehand of Osaka. And Osaka hits a winner, 30-all. It's a tricky rally. On a tricky day, 30-all. If you're just joining us, Naomi Osaka's never made a clay court final at any level of tennis in the WTA. So even though this is not a Grand Slam or a 1,000, it's still a massive moment for Osaka to make a final of a clay event because it is her worst surface. Or her weakest surface. And the wind keeps kicking up and throwing clay in everyone's face. Osaka's just trying to hang tough. 30-all. And Juvan is coming back from having a year off. A year off tennis for after her father passed away in 2023. I think she took 2024 to grieve and get better and try and you know, sort things out off court. Now she's in a big final, so you know, for her it's a great comeback week for her. You know, 30-40, good return winner there from Juvan. As Osaka serves and the return goes out, and it's deuce. So Juvan, we'll talk about her ranking because she went way further up the rankings because of because she was 500 in the world before this week. She is currently where is she? She's gone up 159 spots. She's currently 356 in the world. She's starting from pretty much zero. If she does come back and win this final, though, she could go as high as like 300-ish in the world, which would be about 250 spots up. So, yeah. She has got a massive boost no matter what the result. Osaka, if she wins this, she's back in the top 50 for the first time as a mum. As Osaka serves, let me triple check that. I'll try and get an exact number if I can. I think it was top 50. We talked about it the other day. Yeah, Osaka's currently 50 in the world. If she wins today, she will be 48 in the world. First time since her comeback. Anyways, advantage Osaka to stay in front. Or to get back in front, sorry. She was down 4-2, wasn't she? Serve. Into the forehand of Juvan. Backhand from Osaka. Juvan comes to the net. And then the volley from Juvan is good. Osaka gets there, but it's in the nets. Osaka had a chance. Deuce. Fonseca will beat Zverev's level, I believe, which is good, but we have a new Rafa Nadal in the making somewhere in Peru. Yeah, see, you're getting confused between somebody who's got the same name as somebody who's great and somebody who is making a name for themselves. Now, I don't know about this new Rafa Nadal, who's literally named Rafa Nadal. I don't know if he is as good, better than the actual Rafa, But don't get it twisted. Just because they've got the same name, I mean, Leo Borg, respect to him, he is the son of Bjorn. He is not Bjorn. So just be careful when you start going, well, there's a Rafa Nadal over here. Yeah, okay, cool. What's he done besides be named after the greatest player of clay? Like, I mean, that is such a huge pressure. I mean, shame on his parents for calling him Rafa Nadal, because that sucks, because he's going to be compared to him for no reason. Just because of the name. You were called Rafa, then you better be Rafa. He's got no connection to Rafa except for name. Now, maybe he is great. I haven't seen him, but to say Fonseca is going to be not going to be as good, what proof do you have besides a guy's named Rafa after Rafa? I mean, come on. And I'm not saying that Rafa Nadal 2 is not going to be good, but the sequel sometimes isn't as good as the original. And Fonseca's proven that he's got something going on. 5-4, by the way. So yeah, I just want you to know that, don't get confused. Fonseca is good, but no Jack Claper. Oh, God. Okay. I want to see Fonseca Draper next week. We have to get that second round Rome. I want to see that matchup. I have to see it. Which season are you taking so far? Sabalenka or Keys? Sabalenka. Keys has had a great year, though, but Sabalenka's season, I'd take Sabalenka's season. She's got 2 1,000 titles. She's got 6 finals. I'll take Sabalenka's season. So far. It's a hard question to answer because, I'm expecting Sabalenka to win slams this year, so I'm going to take Sabalenka. But Keys been great. Keys had a great year. Yeah, she got the Australian Open. I love that. But I'm going to go Sabalenka. I'm still sticking with Sabalenka. Like Sabalenka, because we know Sabalenka's going to win a slam. I don't know which one, but she's going to win one. Anyways, Juvan gets smacked in the face with clay. That is harsh. And hit the ball in the net at the same time. Love 15. That was tough. That was rough. The clay blew up in her face as soon as she hit the backhand. It's really tough down the bottom of the screen, serving and playing, because clay's kind of going in their face. As Osaka looking at a second serve here from Juvan. Serve to the foot of Osaka. Return. Goes out. 15-all. Might be a Wimbledon this year, right, Cam? Wait, who? Osaka? Sabalenka? Yeah, for sure. Let's go. Sabalenka for Wimbledon. As we get a fault, second serve. By the way, chat, we've still got 2.5 hours till this bloody Madrid final. I thought this was going to fill in the time, and it has, but God, this final's on so late. Why are finals happening at 6:30 p.m. on a freaking Sunday? Spanish rules, I know. Spanish time, whatever, but God damn it. Why can't these finals be on at mid-afternoon? Anyway, it's 15:30. Osaka, 2 points away from winning her first clay title. First serve was a fault from Juvan, second serve. Second serve. Into the foot of Osaka. Good return went wide. Win took it out. 30-all. I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do for the next 2.5 hours. Everything's shut. It's midnight. All right, 30-all. Serve to the backhand of Osaka. Return goes in the front of Juvan, but it's wide on the drop shot attempt. And it's 30-40. Osaka's got set points, match points, championship points. Play the switch? Maybe I will. All right. Now I'm going to go watch all the videos about the Easter eggs from the, what is it called? Thunderbolts. Anyways, return goes in to the back of the Juvan. Forehand Osaka. Into the forehand of Juvan is Osaka forehand. Again, the forehand of Juvan goes down the line of the back of Osaka, who hits it wide, and we get the deuce. Watch cricket. Why would I do that? We get the deuce. Championship point saved. You can stream for Wawrinka versus Coric. That comes back after the rain delay. No, I'm not going to risk a rain delayed match. Then we'll have to, cancel that. Anyways, return goes out. And it's advantage Juvan. Advantage Juvan to level this second set. She just saved a championship point. There's a bit of forehand now from Osaka. Forehand now from Juvan. Down the line of the back of Osaka on the stretch. Osaka hits it wide and Juvan holds. 5-all. 5-all. All right. Thunderbolts was really good. Yeah, I know. It was great. I'm going to watch, see if there's anything I missed. It was really good. All right. 5-5. Osaka serves again. Trying to stay in front. She just had championship point. As that goes out by Juvan, 15 love. As the return goes to forward of Osaka. Great pickup. Slice from Juvan goes in. To the back end of Osaka. Juvan can't get that one. Nice hitting from Osaka. And it's 15 all. Sorry, 30 love. My bad. As the return goes in and Osaka in the net, 30-15. Osaka serves it back into Juvan. Juvan hits it out, 40-15. Serve. As the return goes in, the forehand of Juvan. Juvan in the net. And it's 6-5. Osaka leads. Okay. This match will go for another hour. Don't worry. Okay, that's good. We need to fill in the time. 10 years ago, Murray won Madrid. Can Draper do the same? He is the favorite, so I would say he can. All right. All right, 6-5. Girls put this trophy right next to the slam. Let's see if Osaka can win this trophy now. She has a championship point already. No, Draper has 0 clay court titles as far as I know. All right. Love 15. as Juvan serves again. First serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Osaka. 4 now from Juvan. In the net. And it's love 30. In an alternate universe where the big three never existed, does Murray become the GOAT? No. Love 30. Because if they weren't around, I don't think he would have pushed himself as much or forced himself to get Lendl and change. He might have still got a lot of slams. Maybe he would have got, maybe he would have got double digits, but I don't think Murray would have elevated his game if it wasn't for the other three. As Juvan double faults, we got championship points. Love 40 to take her first ever clay court title, Naomi Osaka. Get back in the top 50. As she hits a return now into the forehand of Juvan. Slice goes into the forehand of Osaka. Juvan backhand. Into the backhand of Osaka down the line. Juvan's got it with a forehand cross court. Osaka forehand. Again to the forehand of Juvan. Osaka forehand on the stretch. Juvan. Forehand goes wide. Osaka wins. What a wild card she's been this week. She lost the first round of Madrid. She accepted a wild card to come here and get some clay court form, and she's won the title. She's won 5 matches in a row on clay. And she is the champion. GG's. Love that for her. What a great... I don't know who it was. If it was her or Patrick Mouratoglou, whoever it was. What a great decision it was to come here. What a great decision. Juvan had a good week too. She's coming back as well, so good to see she got to the final. But Osaka gets the win in very tough conditions. And she wins her first clay title. There you go. There you go. Man. Great win. Great week for Naomi Osaka. That is perfect. That's exactly... she might have just come here for a couple of matches to get some form, but she leaves with some silverware. And confidence, too. She's got to feel pretty good if she's winning clay court matches. That's a great run. It's a great run to get those clay matches. All right. Hope she performs well in Rome. Yeah, I hope she can convert this into Rome form as well, right? First title as a mum as well, yeah. Yeah, love to see that. She almost had a title in Rome, a title in as a mum in Auckland, but of course was forced to retire that final, and she was up a set in that one too. So love to see that she got a little redemption and was able to take a trophy home. Love that for her. All right. Watching from the live stream from Japan, it made the match even more exciting. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Osaka nearly beat in form Swiatek on clay. Yeah, true. It's only a 125. I thought they could only play 250s. That's only if you're in the top 20, I think. If you're in the top 20. So Osaka can do that because she was 50. She's in the top 50 now, though, for the first time in a while. All right. Will we watch the live draw in Rome tomorrow? Probably. I just got to figure out where and it is. Nice to see Osaka back to basics, grinding and being effective. Gradual confidence building. Yeah. If Osaka, Swiatek play at RG again, would Osaka win? I don't know. It'd probably be interesting if they did play. Nobody talks when Monfils won a title as a dad. Don't be that person. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Please. There's too many people that do that. You want to downplay a mum winning a title? Oh, we got to celebrate the dads too. We do. But there's a lot more effort from the mum side to come back to becoming a professional athlete after having a baby compared to a dad who didn't lose much. Like, his involvement was not as much. His body didn't go through as much. The comeback wasn't as hard. All right? So don't be like, oh, we got to celebrate dads too. We will. We do. We call Davidev all the time. But don't pretend like this is got Monfils. He won a title. Why don't we celebrate him? Because he didn't lose anything physically when he had a child. He didn't go through 9 months of not being able to play to get back into fitness and then become an athlete again. I mean, come on. You cannot come in and come on. Come on. Don't be silly. You know. Come on. Osaka needs these matches to get her mind back to winning mentality. Yeah, and this is a great week. Even though she didn't beat anyone in the top 100, still a great week. Hormonal changes, exactly. I mean, there's just, yeah. I mean, come on. Come on. A lot of ATP players are dads, yeah. And they take like a week off to go see the birth of their child. They're not off the tour for the best part of a year to have the baby, then recover from having the baby, then get back into physical form to then play tennis. Like, come on. I mean, it's literally like simple math. Come on. Look at Svitolina when Monfils and Svitolina were playing tennis. Then they decided to have a baby. Svitolina disappeared for a lot longer than Monfils did. Monfils wasn't gone as long. He was injured, but he wasn't off the tour because he was he was cooking up a baby. Come on now. We don't need to, this doesn't need to be a science lesson. We don't need a science lesson to understand. Right? It is not complicated. There's a very simple reason why mums get celebrated for winning things after having a baby. Right? Thanks for being the voice of reason. It's just it's common sense. Like, it's just so silly to even have to to hear someone say that is just silly. To be oh, what about the dads? They get celebrated too, but not in the same way because it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. All right. Well done, Osaka. Yeah, great win. Great week. It's a great week. I just said that to hear your over explanation. That's all right. Next time I'm not going to answer your questions in the future then. Appreciate that. That's the definition of it. We're having a nice stream as well. So, why you got to be like that? Why you got to be like that? See, this is we're having a nice stream. We're celebrating Osaka, and then you just got to be a smartass. Like, come on. We're having a good day here. We don't need that kind of stuff here. Not today. Next for Osaka, she's playing in Rome next week. So we'll find out tomorrow what the draw is. So then we can see where she's going to play. She's going to play first round because she's unseeded. But we'll see what's up. Yeah, chat. Next time that guy comes in and starts doing that, just remind me. Remind me of the trolls, so that way I don't have to waste my time. First title in 4 years, and as a mum, and on clay. I mean, yeah, so many things. So many things. So many things. Nice win for Osaka. I think it's good that she has been able to play and win some back-to-back matches. Oh, yeah, for sure. Would love a Swiatek versus Eala rematch next week. Ooh. You never know. Swiatek's been getting really bad draws this year. So it could happen. The tennis gods are making it tough. Yep, back in the top 50. Yep. Back in the top 50. I love this for Osaka. Yeah, it's great. Thanks for streaming this. No worries, Suzanne. That was a nice chilled stream. We don't watch too many challenger type events, but I feel like this one is important, especially because Osaka, it was, I'm glad Osaka won, because the reason why we watched this was with the opportunity to watch Osaka win a trophy, and watch her win a clay trophy, a first trophy as a mum. Like, it was an important moment for Naomi Osaka, so I'm glad we got to watch it. If it was at the same time as the men's final in Madrid, we wouldn't have watched it. So I'm glad we got an opportunity. Just got to wait 2 hours till the men's final in Madrid now. And that's after the doubles final for the ladies in Madrid. Thanks for always serving the Osaka stands. Yeah. Osaka's great. Hopefully Osaka can really start digging deep into the slams. Yeah. I mean, look, I wouldn't expect her to do well at the French. But obviously, US Open's the one that I think we'll all be watching her closely and seeing if she can make a run there. Do you think Swiatek would take a break from Wimbledon to the US, like the reports say? I think it depends on what she does at the French. I think if she wins the French Open, she might play Wimbledon. But if she doesn't win the French and she doesn't have her best result there, like, maybe she doesn't make it, maybe she has an early loss or something surprising, she might just take time away, and that's fine. I mean, the grass season's 5 weeks. It's not like she's going to take, 3 months off. Waiting on rain for Wawrinka and Coric final to continue? Yeah. I want to live in the world where Osaka can give us a second week at RG and Wimbledon. Okay. Well, we'll see. She made it back in the top 50 with this win, right? Yep. Back in the top 50. Do you think that Osaka will stay after this year? She stated that if she wasn't where she wanted to be, she'd consider retiring. Look, I think her ranking is going in the right direction, and I think she's playing well enough that I don't think she would retire at the end of this year, unless the rest of the season went horribly wrong. But I think she's tracking the right direction. I mean, she's back in the top 50. She just won a title. So I would be shocked if Osaka retired at the end of the year, unless something happened, or or she didn't get those results. She lost first round of the rest of the year. I think Osaka's going to continue. I mean, her ranking's getting better, and she's getting better, and she's playing well on clay, which is not a thing that she's done before. So, yeah. I don't think Osaka should retire just yet. I think she's still got plenty to give, and she's shown that at this year. She had a few unfortunate injuries, setbacks. Yeah, exactly. And she's still, she won a title today. I mean, it's awesome. All right, chap. I'm going to send you to the next match, which is the final of Madrid. We got a couple of hours till that starts, so go there, chill out for a bit. I'm going to go and I don't know, sit around and wait for that match to start. I don't know, but great win by Osaka. She takes the title in France, and she is winning her first clay court title, which is great to see. She'll play Rome next week. We'll see how she does and who she gets in the first round of Rome. This time tomorrow we'll know. But great win, Osaka, 6-1-7-5. She's into the wins her first trophy as a mum, and what a great win. We'll see you guys in a couple hours.